That's not a point. Alrighty, let's go. Let's get some debates. There's like no women they work or rigs like a few. Yeah, because women are smarter. They're not going to do a harder job for a lot less money. Men feel like they have to do those difficult jobs because they've been brain. Hey, how old are you?
I am 18.
Pardon?
I am 18.
Oh my goodness. Give me a moment. How old? 18.
18. Legally adult.
Alright, what do you want to debate?
Well, mainly out of all three of them, it would be the women are stronger than men one.
Okay, only one topic, so you want to pick the middle one?
Yeah, the middle one, obviously.
Okay, well, we noticed that women are stronger and superior to men socially, emotionally, in terms of physical flexibility and pain tolerance. The only one in which men supersede women is like raw lifting. That's the only situation. But in every other metric, women win. Intelligence, women actually, especially young women at least, are beginning to out-earn men, especially in the workplace. Women are more likely to stay in college because they're more intelligent, they're more better at doing work and assignments. Men have to go into trades and things that require body strength instead of mental strength. Because that's literally the only thing in which they do better than. But this is why we notice that women are just beating men in every way, shape, and form. I don't know if you have a response to that. Also, Susan.
My response to that is most of that is false. It is not.
How is that false?
Because physically, men are stronger. Because it is.
Did you hear what I said? 1 second, my dear. Did you listen to what I said? I literally said that in terms of raw strength, men would be stronger than women, but in terms of flexibility, pain tolerance, studies have shown that women are absolutely a lot better than men in those areas.
So, all right, here's a question to you. Is stronger in flexibility, pain protected?
What do you mean, why are they protected?
So there's this misogyny, or whatever the hell you call it, that say women cannot be punched.
Yeah, what about that?
That's not right if you're saying that they're stronger.
Yeah, we can have one for men as well. Men should not be punched either. No one should be punched.
But there's this so common thing about women being protected by it.
Yeah, and so are men protected. You shouldn't punch men. Why can't you do the same thing for men? Or are you just too not mentally unable to? Yeah, we shouldn't punch anyone, men and women included. Not just women, men too. Do you disagree with that?
No, I think no one should be punched unless it is necessary.
So that's irrelevant. That point is irrelevant because neither men nor women should be punched. That's irrelevant. No one should have to be punched by anyone. Simple.
If a woman smacks you, can you hit back? Absolutely.
Self-defense, and in fact, you'll probably be able to deal with the pain a lot better than if you hit a man. Women have better pain tolerance, so they can deal with the pain a lot better. So
why are women protected then?
But men are protected too. We're all protected by the police. What is your point?
No, trust me, you do. If a woman was punched in my country, and I think Scotland will probably, it's the same. It's the same. Not my point. Anyway, if you were to punch a woman in this country, as far as I am concerned, you would be more likely to be arrested than a woman if it hit a man. They would do a massive investigation. But then suddenly...
No. If you report to the police have a duty to do the same investigation regardless of whoever reports.
Unfortunately, it is not that way.
No, it is that way. It's truly irrelevant. Whether it's a man who's doing it to a man, it's the same police report, it's the same charge being filed, and it will go to prosecutors or whatever if it gets that far, and they'll face the same sentence. Like, it's irrelevant. I don't understand the point you're bringing up.
Scottish Spanner said if you hit a...
It's just based on feelings. There's literally nothing that you're bringing up. It's simply based on feelings.
Hello?
Quiet, please. Gosh. Fix your mic.
Hello?
Oh my goodness. Can you guys go to a quiet place? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't want to hear your background noise. Are you guys in the same place? Why is it so loud? Gosh. Goodness gracious. Hey, how old are you?
I'm 19.
What do you want to debate?
Women are stronger than men.
Why do you disagree?
Well, I know women are superior in some things and men are, but do you believe overall women are stronger?
Absolutely. Emotionally, intelligence-wise, socially, pain tolerance, flexibility, many instances in which women just absolutely supersede men and destroy them in those areas. That's literally what it is. What it is, you know. I think men should catch up. We notice that women are actually overtaking men. There's more women there's more men out of work than women out of work. You know, women are superseding men. They're overtaking men in every way, shape, and form. It's just pitiful at this point. So, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm happy for the women, but it's just simply the facts.
So do you think for men who are, of course, they're doing the more hand-use jobs?
What? What are you talking about? And that's only because men are indoctrinated into doing those jobs and feel that they have to do them. Not because they're better at them, but because they've been they deluded themselves into thinking that they need to do those jobs.
Wait, don't. Yo.
How old are you? How old are you?
Hold up.
How old are you?
But genuinely, right? This don't.
What is your age, my dear boy? Just listen. What is your age? You can't come on unless you're over 18. So, what is your age?
No, bro, I swear, I'm 18.
Okay. What year were you born in?
2005.
So, what do you want to debate?
I wanted to ask about. I wanted to say that men, in my opinion, are stronger than women.
Well, you'd be false, but why do you believe that?
Wait, so can you tell me why you think that's false? And it's not an argument.
Emotionally, socially, intelligence-wise, in terms of physical, we got pain tolerance as well as flexibility. Also, in the case of emotionally, of course, as I said, lower suicide rates in women, less likely to go to prison, less.
What I'm saying is, most men on this planet have to struggle on their own. Women have people who they can reach out with. Boys don't have that.
No, just listen. Number one, everyone struggles. I'd argue that women have way more struggles than men. Number two, the reason why women have more support groups is because they actually speak and reach out to other women because they're stronger, intelligent, and social-wise. So women actually go and try and bring groups. Men are so foolish. They don't go and try and reach to other men to emotionally speak to them, or they just make fun of other men for opening up.
The thing is with men, right? Men, what you've just said proves that men are stronger mentally because they try and deal with it on their own.
No, and they unalive them, and this causes them to unalive themselves at rates far higher than women. That's exactly the point. That's not strong dealing with stuff on your own. That's just foolish. You need to speak to other people, but because
it's not
men
exactly
are
foolish.
Second, my dear boy, they also demonize therapy and see therapy as weakness. Hence, they just keep it in and they end up unaliving themselves at far higher rates than women. They lack the social strength and intelligence to speak to other people, sort out their issues, and speak. That's the issue, and that's why
women do that as well. I'm just saying it's a higher proportion of men who do that.
Far higher proportion of men.
Can I ask a genuine question without you having to kick me off?
What's your question?
Are you doing this to get laid?
Okay. Silly questions. Doesn't respond to anything I've said. We just ask silly questions. It's truly sad. It's truly sad. Hey, how old are you?
25.
What do you want to debate?
I was actually hoping to come in when that guy was because I will agree that some men are physically stronger, but like I said, when it comes to women, I'd say our mentality is sometimes stronger than men.
I'd agree, 100%.
Because
Oh, sorry. I thought you were finished. My apologies. If you want to request back on and finish what you're saying, you can. My apologies. Hey, how old are you?
I'm 21.
What do you want to debate?
Women are not stronger than men in any way whatsoever.
Okay, why do you believe that?
Men are just more. They're more out on their own in this world. Women just get constant support in terms of.
Let's help you out because you're intellectually struggling. Number one, that's
Yeah.
not the case. Women can also be on their own. Women can also go through many difficulties, and I'd argue that they go through more difficulties than men. Number three, what you're not understanding is that women have the social strength and intelligence to reach out to other women to help themselves emotionally. Men are so foolish and intelligently weak that they don't speak to other men about their issues. They demonize therapy, and it causes them having far higher suicide rates or self-deletion rates, than women. And that's exactly why they're in issues.
Okay, let me help you out because it seems like you're struggling a bit intellectually. In terms of actual strength, let's say physically first of all.
All right, let's put a muzzle on it. Number one, physically, even in that sense, again, women are stronger flexible wise, and there are plenty of women who are strong in terms of raw strength. Hold on 1 second, I didn't ask you to unmute. Also strong, raw strength. Many women are stronger than them, but also flexibility wise. What did you call it? Pain tolerance. Yes, that's it. Women just absolutely supersede men, and so it just is what it is. All right, let's move on to the next person. This is truly wild. Hey, what do you want to debate?
About women are stronger than men.
How old are you?
21.
All right, why do you believe that?
Men are stronger mentally than women in some beliefs.
Aww. All right, let's help you out, my dear boy. Just listen. Number one, that's completely false. Women have high far rates of going to college, staying in college, getting jobs, and it's actually changed. There's more men out of work than women out of work. Women are starting to earn more than men on average. In many developed nations, what we also see is that women also are socially stronger, more intelligent. In terms of mentally, again, they are able to deal with their issues more and are more smart in dealing with them. Women absolutely destroy men in that sense. Women can actually make support groups to actually speak with their other people. Men just keep it all in, hence they demonize therapy too, which is extremely foolish, and it ends up with them self-deleting at a lot higher rates than women. And that's exactly why. So do you have any response to that?
Yes, but most men are left alone to this world. You see, half of the women who thinks women are stronger will usually cheat on them. And
What are you
after that,
talking about? Just be quiet for a second, because you're not making sense. Let's
I'm
come down.
talking now.
1 second, my dear boy. Just give me a moment. Let's come down to planet Earth and let's use our brains, okay? This is completely false. We know that women just absolutely supersede men in every way, shape, and form in these areas. There's studies that have shown this. You can look at the Financial Times. There are really studies that show that women are actually overtaking men in many of these areas. And truly, you just make no sense. Just listen. I'm not done. Just listen, my dear boy. Just be quiet, because you're being verbose, but you're not actually using your brain. So let me help you out, because you're having trouble following on. The issue is that women are just superseding men because they're actually just better. They're overall better at at life in general, and hence in every way measured form, they're beating men. And so if you actually listened and actually paid attention and actually tried to improve yourself, you might be able to be as good as the women in your life. But the issue is you're just in denial, and you just are too stubborn to be able to change. So do you actually have an actual point, or am I going to have to move on to the next person?
So, women are usually those who will cheat on us. I had the girlfriend that cheated on me.
Let's move on to the next person. Ridiculous. He said women are more likely to cheat on you. What are you talking about? This is truly ridiculous. What are you actually talking about? This is actually wild. All right. Hey, how old are you?
I'm 13. Is that okay?
Oh. It's a fetus. It's a fetus. It's a fetus. Hey, how old are you, buddy? How old are you, little buddy? If everybody comes into love and tells you the same, then what? No, that's not true. It's because you guys are very angry and you're in denial. So yeah, I said I would add you back, didn't I? Yeah, you can finish what you were saying. My apologies for kicking you.
It's okay. What I was literally about to say is the reason I believe that women are more emotionally stronger is only because of the pure fact that us as women, we have to sit there and listen to men who try to dictate what we do with our bodies, what we do with our safe spaces, and what we do with our rights. And we have to sit there and listen, and we have to somehow have patience to stand up, make the point without losing ourselves and coming across as being what men like to class as emotional. And that's why I think we are stronger in more ways, because women around the world right now are dealing with so many things. For example, dealing with how they're told what to do with their bodies, the safe spaces, and things like that, etc., etc. And we're actually making a comeback on that. And it's no disrespect towards men, but we actually need men who think like us on our side. We don't need to listen, oh, you're the weaker species. It's like, no, we're not, because if you think about it, you're telling us what to do with our bodies. You're coming into our safe spaces. How is it making us the weaker species when you're practically following us around like a dog?
All right. Appreciate you coming on to say that. Appreciate it very much. And I hope that you guys, especially the people who are disagreeing, are actually paying attention and listening, because what she's saying is literally factual. Like in every metric, way, shape, and form, men are actually just so far behind women. It's ridiculous. For the past few decades, in terms of education, women have been going to the college at higher rates, which means they're getting smarter than men. We've clearly seen that women are just absolutely overtaking men. And now what we've seen is that women are also earning more than men. They have a higher stake in the economy in terms of jobs, and it's simply what we're observing. And so if you actually paid attention, and the men in this life actually paid attention and were like, oh snap, why is that the case, instead of just crying and getting so angry and defensive, then maybe you might be able to succeed as well. But you just lack the self accountability to be able to do that. And it's truly wild, and it's truly sad as well. Hey, how old are you, Alfie?
Hi, doing pretty good today.
How old are you?
19, as I'm watching Terrifier right now.
What year were you born in? Took too long. Sorry, buddy. Let's move on to the next person. Without men, society would economically collapse. I argue that society would do better without men, because men seem to be lagging behind women economically in every way, shape, and form, so they're kind of dragging them behind. Hey, how old are you?
Hello, I'm 22.
What do you want to debate?
You said, like, just before I joined, you were saying that women are making more than men in terms, like, they're earning more than men, but aren't there still...
Younger women, on average, the younger population. Sorry, I should have reclarified that. Sorry, the younger population of women are making more than men, and they're growing at a fast rate. Meaning that if we in the future, in the next few years, what we're likely going to see is that the gap between men and women increases, and that women are earning far more than men economically.
Oh, but you didn't mean women in, like, general, as a whole?
In the older population, no, because again, if we go back to this time when they were at a younger age, we noticed that women weren't in college as much; they were far behind men. What
Okay.
we noticed now with younger women is that they're overtaking men, in fact, and superseding them. So yeah.
Okay. Along with that, I think there's still feminists out here that say that, you know, men are dominating society. It's the patriarchy.
No, the
I think
patriarchy is still an issue, though.
Sorry.
The patriarchy is still an issue. That also links to toxic masculine attitudes, which actually hurt women, especially when men attack women.
Okay. So, and do you believe that to be true? As in, like, patriarchy is still an issue?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So then that means that from that second point on the green screen, women are stronger than men. If women are stronger than men, there wouldn't be no patriarchy, as they claim.
No, not necessarily. Women are stronger. There's different types of strength: emotional strength, intelligence, in terms of physical pain tolerance, as well as flexibility. Again, as I mentioned, they're less likely to unalive themselves, more likely to stay in college. They're more disciplined. They can stay in college and go and be disciplined. Women more than men. Women also are more likely to actually graduate, get higher paying jobs, work in more high paying fields instead of going to the trades, which doesn't earn much because they are more intelligent. There's just so many factors that what you're saying is truly ridiculous. It's very clear that women are overtaking men in every way, shape, and form.
Okay, fair enough. So with everything you just said, then doesn't that prove that if everything you're saying is true and you truly believe it, then should a woman be dominant in society? Then if all of this, if what you're saying is true, and men are still leading society, doesn't that say more about women being more weak?
Men aren't necessarily always leading society in every way, shape, or form, but we do notice that kind of with the older populations, because they were alive for majority of human history. Men have, through brute force and through evil activities, they have dominated women in very cruel ways and not given them rights. That's what we've seen. But what we're noticing now, when women are on the same level as men and have the same rights, is that women are overtaking men because they're smarter, stronger, they're better. They're just simply better. And that's what we're observing with women and why they're overtaking them. The Financial Times released a study in a paper, and they observed that women, are more likely to graduate college, they're earning more. That's simply what we've seen from the data. And it looks like that it's going in a very fast rate, and that women will be earning far more than men in the very near future.
Yeah, but still to this day, in terms of anything really, the best athlete, the best anything, it's all dominated by men. Best basketball player, best football player, best chef, best whatever.
Notice how you literally had to bring up only like physical stuff. That's the only thing in which, raw strength, physical things that men are. And also in gymnastics, women are better. Ice skating, women overtake men. In anything to do with flexibility, rather than just raw brute strength, women are overtaking women are overtaking men, and that's what we observe. Very
Okay,
simple.
fair enough. But then along with that, if as a whole, not just physically, as a whole, if women are stronger, is basically my point before. Feminists wouldn't be arguing for men. You never see really men saying that, oh, females are dominating society, because they don't need to worry about that. As a whole, in terms of, obviously, along with physical strength, obviously...
Listen, just 1 second, my dear. Just pay attention. In fact, I argue men do need to worry, but they're so foolish and lack intelligence that they're not going to worry. We notice that more men are out of work. There's trends that men are going out of work. We see these trends in society. Men are working, women are working far more than men, and the gap is growing. This is what we're seeing. And so it would be so foolish to not actually see that as an issue. And you want to fix it, but they lack discipline. Women are way more disciplined than men. They're able to stay in college, stick it through, get a good job, do far better. Women are not doing this. The Financial Times released a source and a study that reported on this, and we can observe this.
Yeah, that's okay. But then don't you see a lot of women saying, cool, they go college, they do this, they're better in your eyes. But then don't they do all of that and then say they want a man to take care of them in every single way possible? They just want to stay home and do nothing. Like the princess they are, quotation mark princess.
Just relax, calm down, my dear boy. Just listen. What we're noticing is that, in fact, women are actually not, being in relationships with men, and men are getting angry that women don't need them whatsoever. Like, they're smarter, they're earning, that women don't need to be with men. That's why women are just being single. They don't need to. Why would they be with someone not helping you? It doesn't help improve them.
Yeah, but then they do. Women belittle themselves as well. Have you seen, like, there's so many people on social media, girls on social media saying,
Goodness gracious, I can't listen to this. It's ridiculous. You're not paying attention to anything I'm saying. Hello? Hello? Okay. Let's move on to the next person. Guys, double tap the screen. I need everyone to double tap the screen. Everyone double tap the screen so we can get some more people in here. Double tap the screen. Hey, how old are you?
Hey, 20.
How old?
20, bro.
What do you want to debate?
I agree, bro. Women are stronger mentally, bro.
All right. If you agree, that's very good. We don't have a disagreement. Let's move on to the next person. Guys, double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Hey, how old are you?
Yo, so I just have a quick question.
How old are you? Just listen.
I'm 19.
What do you want to debate?
I just want to ask you a question. Is your main point to say that women are stronger mentally and have better understanding of the world?
That's one of the main points.
Do you say that women are more independent than men, or no?
Yes, and that's a trend that we're noticing that's increasing since women are able to work, they're earning more, so they're in an economically more advantageous place, and they don't need men to survive. In the past, women weren't able to get jobs because they weren't able to work, and so they had to find a man, especially abusive men who didn't treat them right, and so they had no choice. But now we're noticing that women are earning more. They don't need a man at all whatsoever. They're doing perfectly fine on their own, and that's the trends we're observing. Appreciate the roses.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that, yeah.
Okay, well, if we agree, we have no disagreement. Let's move on to the next person, everyone. Double tap the screen. Women can live alone, so society is collapsing. No, society is not collapsing whatsoever. Hey, how old are you?
Hey, I'm 19, bro.
What do you want to debate?
The women are stronger than men.
I am a registered sex offender. I stuck my...
And see, this is the type of men in society. They're so immature. They're so childish. They have no brain cells. And so essentially, they're just being foolish. Instead of noticing trends that are actually hurting men, they just start playing around. And it's just so foolish. And it's truly sad. It's truly sad. Like, no seriousness whatsoever. Women are way more mature. And that's exactly why they're ahead. Lacks discipline. So disgraceful.
Yo, you're right, man. I'm 21. What's up?
What do you want to debate?
Yeah, before I debate anything, I just want to ask, in what context do you mean that women are stronger than men? You mean physically or mentally?
Both. Only they're ahead in terms of flexibility and pain tolerance, which supersedes physical raw strength. Women do supersede men, and mentally, emotionally, socially, all those women absolutely dominate men.
Oh, okay. So I'll stay on the physical aspect a little bit. You said in flexibility and mobility, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that isn't really a strength trait, though. That's more.
I'd argue
I don't
that
know what you
is.
call it.
We'll just have to agree to disagree. I'd argue that is the type of strength, especially physical strength. You're fine to disagree, but that's what I think.
Yeah, they're completely different things, though. Because if you've got athletes, they do, training for mobility and strength training, lifting weights, and obviously men. Naturally, biologically, we can't really argue against this. It's a fact.
Are you paying attention? Are you actually paying attention, my dear boy? I don't think you're intellectually listening. So let me help you out. I just said in terms of flexibility, women are absolutely way stronger than men. That's very plain and present and obvious. That's a very clear, obvious thing, okay? It's not difficult to understand. You just need to want to listen. Go ahead and unmute yourself, my dear boy. No? Oh, there he is. Hey.
Right. Explain to me how they're.
No? Oh, there he is.
Mentally
Hey.
stronger.
Right. What I said.
Explain to me how what the fuck's going on now.
Oh, there he is. More than that just happened.
Hello.
How old are you?
What?
How old are you?
19.
What year were you born in?
2005.
Okay,
So, what'd you say?
What do you want to debate?
Women are stronger than men. I don't get that full-on statement overall.
Let me help you out. Let me explain to you.
Go on.
We notice emotionally, socially, intelligence-wise, physical-wise, women are in fact stronger than men, and they dominate them in all of those categories easily.
So emotionally, right? Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have to disagree with that because there's men that hold back their feelings, such as they don't show their emotions, such as females.
Let me help you out.
They have more.
Just listen. That's weakness. That is weakness. If you lack the social strength, the intelligence to speak, yes, use your lips to speak about your issues and fix them, you're a weak, undisciplined person, and women are way better at doing that. Hence, they are stronger.
Okay.
If you cannot, 1 second, my dear boy, just pay attention. If you cannot go and speak about your issues because you demonize therapy, you hold it in, you lack the ability to listen to others' issues and your other people's issues and spread your own issues, you are weaker than women. It's as simple as that.
Okay, now if we're going down to the scientific fact, we know that females have more. They have more emotions. If you go down to the scientific fact, you can search this up. By the way, it's
They
proven.
don't have more emotions. I don't think you even understand what you're saying.
No. They express it more. Do they not?
Emotions at a higher rate, but they don't have emotions. They respond. They'll feel more emotion, but they don't have more emotions. That doesn't make sense. But let me help you out. We notice that men are more emotional than women because men are 75% of all convictions, 90% plus of all all assaults are done by men. They are 20 times more likely to end up incarcerated than women. They just respond more emotionally to situations, hence why they turn into criminals, because they commit more crimes, because they're more emotional and they can't control their behavior or control themselves because they lack discipline. Women are way more disciplined than men.
Discipline, fair enough. All right, so wait. What was the other point you said? The flexibility on that. What was that? What did you say about that?
I mean, in terms of flexibility, on average, we see women are more flexible than men. Gymnastics, ice skating, women are better at, flexibly moving their body. And we observe this. And in terms of pain tolerance as well, which makes sense because women are the sex who gives birth. Just listen, because women are the sex who gives birth to new life. So we notice that women are, have a more stronger resistance to pain in that way, shape, and form. And so, raw strength is the only instance in which men do overtake women.
Yeah, that's true. I can admit to that. That's facts. But when we're coming to pain tolerance and overall, I feel like, do you not think that getting kicked in the balls is worse than childbirth?
You're a true comedian, my dear boy. You're a true.
It's not. Wait, what do you mean?
Hey, wakey, just listen. You're a true comedian. That is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard.
No, it's not.
What? Just listen. Don't interrupt. Just pay attention. Let me help you out because you're having trouble following on. That having a whole human being coming out of your body through you is less painful than just being picked in a certain body area. That's ridiculous. I don't think you even believe that. You don't even believe yourself. No, you do not.
Mate, okay, so let me explain. there's things that you can actually test what childbirth feels like. There's machines that
You're
show you
right.
what it
And we
feels like.
know that women do far better at men in those actual situations. And a simulation study was done, and that women do far better at coping with the pain than men, which makes sense because they are the sex that does give birth. It makes sense that they have stronger pain tolerance. Thank you so much for the roses.
Okay, just quick question, have you ever got like kicked in that area? Yes or no?
Yes. It wasn't
Okay.
that painful.
It wasn't that painful, did you say?
No, it wasn't that painful at all. And
You
if
just bro
it's painful, you're just lying and you're being weak. It wasn't that
you just
painful at all.
weak? What? So what? You're saying it's not painful to get kicked in the balls. It's one of the most painful things as a male. What are you on about?
Thank you so much for the gift. I don't know if maybe you lack the ability to be disciplined and strong as a man, but it is not that painful. Having a whole human coming out of you is far more painful, which is why women have far higher pain tolerance.
Would you not say it's more of a risk if you get kicked in the balls than childbirth? Like overall, when it comes to like
No.
how? No, yes, it is.
The mortality rates of childbirth are way higher than mortality rates of being kicked in the balls.
No,
That's
because
only gonna slightly hurt. Having a whole child come out of you is actually a risk to your life as well.
Okay, but you getting kicked in the balls is a risk of you producing a life. It's your eggs and your sperm. It can.
You're trolling. Let's move on to the next person. You're just trolling. Hey, how old are you? Misandry is not an illness. It's a logical response to misogyny. It's not an illness. Misogyny is an illness, however. All right, this person is too scared. Oh, no, he's here. Hey, how old are you?
Yo.
How old are you?
Guess.
Sir, you're gonna either tell me your age or I'm gonna kick you off. How old are you?
Why though? I told you to guess.
All right, let's move on to the next person. Hey, how old are you?
No, man, back 21. Don't know what happened earlier. My microphone was doing some weird shit. But so you were just saying that women handle pain better than men. Is that correct?
Correct.
I disagree. I've actually got a study right here, right in front of me, that literally says women have a greater nerve density in them, which may cause them to feel more pain more intensely than men. So that is incorrect.
Just 1 second. Just because they feel pain more intensely doesn't mean that they're worse at responding and dealing with that pain. Okay?
Brother, pain is literally a feeling. It's nothing complicated. If you feel more pain, that means that you can't handle it as much. You literally overcomplicate it, bro.
No. You're not making sense. Let me help you out, my dear boy. Just because you feel pain at more intense rates doesn't mean that you're worse at dealing with that pain, hence doesn't make you weaker. Let me explain this to you.
Did you say that?
Listen, 1 sec. Shh. Just listen, my dear boy.
I don't shush me, but carry on, G.
1 second, my dear boy. You're intellectually struggling. Let me help you out. Again, let me bring you an example. Let's say I flick you on the chest. I flick you on the chest, and let me see. Let's say I flick you on the chest, and it barely causes you much pain, but you respond that it hurt you a lot.
That literally makes no sense. If I respond that it hurted me a lot, that means it hurt me.
Just listen. Or if I punch you and you barely respond, again, that doesn't necessarily make you stronger or necessarily make you weaker in the other scenario. That's the point I'm making. Just because they feel pain at a stronger rate doesn't mean that they respond to it in a worse way. They may that they're better at dealing with pain, and this is reflected.
Literally, the act of responding.
And this is reflected in the unalivement rates. We notice that men unalive themselves at a far higher rate than women because women are stronger and better at dealing with the pain and getting through it, and they're more smarter and intelligent at reaching to
That's actually interesting that you brought that up. So the thing about men unaliving themselves, you do realize that women actually try to unalive themselves, but the reason why it happens more often with men is that we actually do much more brutal and horrible ways of unaliving ourselves. There's actually an actual thing on this. The way that men kill themselves, literally are shotguns to the head, hanging, jumping off like really tall buildings. Women, they do literally less.
Let's put a muzzle on it. Let's not use too crazy language because TikTok doesn't like that. So try and censor your language. But what I'd argue is that women are much more socially strong at talking about their issues, going to therapy. They're more intelligent, better at dealing with those issues.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Right, exactly. That's a form of social strength, emotional.
On the topic of, I mean, I can give you an example right now. This is going to sound silly, but, I high-fived my mum, for example, right? It was really hard. It hurt her. I did the same thing, same exact strength to my brother, 18-year-old man, and he didn't feel a single thing. And that's happened on multiple instances. I played sports with women, I played sports with men, and the men were they were able to handle the pain of American football.
Just listen. Let me explain that for you. The reason why is because women are socialized to respond in more dramatic manners than men to physical pain. So, like, although you might cause the same amount of physical pain, women will respond more dramatically, although it hurts them less. So they respond more.
I would understand that in a situation where it was a social situation, there was a lot of people, and obviously she thinks, okay, now I need to respond in a way, in a feminine way that shows it's but it was literally just me and my mum. And that's it.
Well,
she didn't have the pressure of like, oh, I need to, show that it hurts because we're in a social situation. Obviously, I'm a woman. No. So I stand by my point. Also, another thing, I didn't finish reading the study. It says here that studies have... You're cutting me off, bro. I literally let you speak and you're cutting me off. So, studies have found that the female body has a more intense natural response to painful stimuli, indicating difference between genders in the way the pain system functions. So I stand by that.
My dear boy, can you pay attention? Feeling pain does not necessarily make you more emotional to that pain. Just because you feel
keep overcomplicating it, bro. Feeling pain is literally the act of how much you can handle. If you feel more pain than someone else, that means you can handle it less than someone else. You are literally waffling. Literally waffling, respectfully.
Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you. Just wait. Doesn't necessarily mean it hurts them more. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Hey, how old are you?
I'm 44.
What do you want to debate?
Abortion is a right.
Okay, why do you disagree?
I disagree with the statement that abortion is a right.
Okay.
Because it has to be signed by 2 clinicians in the UK for any woman to get an abortion. If you're saying abortion should be a right, then yes, I would agree with that. But
okay, so we agree.
Yeah.
So we agree. Right? We agree then. Nice. You're not pro-life, which is what I'm understanding. Alrighty, let's read some of the chat because all the men are scared. They're scared to come in because they know I'm right. So they're scared to come in, and so we'll read the chat. Misogyny is an illness. Oh my God. Yes, misogyny is an illness. If you're misogynistic, you're mentally ill. Yes, you need to learn to respect women. That's the right thing to do. And it's very obvious. And if you don't, then I fear that you have something mentally wrong with you. And I'd encourage you to get help. Maybe go to a mental institution to help you deal with your misogynistic tendencies. Anyways, double tap the screen. How are women stronger? Physically, emotionally, socially, intelligence-wise. Women do dominate men. Very simple. If all men stop working, society would function. No, it would probably function better, in fact. It wouldn't take long for women to recover society. For example, in World War II, we observed that women had to run society, and they ran it during war way better than men. Women ran society during war when men were fighting in the fields. Men were fighting in the fields, women were running society. So women are very much capable of running society without men. Thank you for proving my point. Anyways, let's move on to the next person. No one's joining. All right, let's go. I think I'm going to only debate this topic for like an hour, so like 20 more minutes, and I might
Yeah,
switch.
hello. How are you?
Good boy. How old are you?
I'm very good. I would like to bring up one
How
point.
old are you? What is your
I'm
age?
23.
Okay, what do you want to debate? What do you want to debate?
Okay, I'd like to debate about abortion and women's rights.
Okay, so why do you disagree?
Okay, before you patronize and be racist, I would like
I'm
to...
not being
It's
racist, but
okay.
I like the accent.
Okay,
I do like the
thanks.
accent. And I like doing different accents. I think it's very fun. Just like I can do an American accent. Whenever I do my American accent, people are fine with it. I can do
Yeah, but I'm
English.
offended personally as a black
There's no
man.
reason to be
Very
offended.
black man. I'd be very
I'm not
I
offended.
think that...
There's no reason to be offended because accents are beautiful and you should want to do different accents. Just like I can try a Scottish accent, I can try Scottish
No,
accent.
but I
There's
thought
nothing
you'd
wrong with
be
that.
empathetic as a black guy. But my debate,
No,
I want to
that's
debate,
important.
please.
I appreciate. Just listen. You're not understanding. The point is that I do the accent because I appreciate your culture and I like it. It's not racist whatsoever. It's an amazing thing. I like your culture, and I like doing different accents because I really look up to your culture, and I think it's great. And I really want to learn more about your culture. I love Indian culture as well, and I think the accent's really cool. I like different accents. Just because you're doing a certain accent doesn't make it wrong at all. Just like if you dressed like I'm from Nigeria, if you dressed in Nigerian clothes, I find that very nice. I don't think there's anything wrong at all. It's completely not racist whatsoever. It's not making fun. I appreciate your accent at all. It's very nice. Blackface is racist? Not necessarily. Not in every way, shape, and form. It's not always racist. I wouldn't be offended. I think it's amazing for people to do certain things. Just like if you tried food from my culture, I wouldn't find that racist at all. If if I tried Indian food or food from wherever you're from, that wouldn't be racist at all. That's what you're not understanding. And this is the mindset that you're not understanding. It's perfectly fine. If you tried a Nigerian accent, it's amazing. I'm happy for you, and I'd want you to do that. So you're completely wrong. There's nothing racist about doing accents. If you tried a Nigerian accent or Yoruba accent, the tribe of which I'm from, I'd be flattened. I'd love it. I think that'd be amazing. I like it when people want to learn more about my culture or speak about my culture more. So that's what you're not understanding. And so there's nothing wrong if I want to speak in a certain way. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like if you want to speak in a certain way, I try American accents. I do many different types of accents. But whenever I do an American accent, no one has an issue because there's nothing. American accents. I do many different types of accents. But whenever I do an American accent, no one has an issue because there's nothing. It doesn't matter if American is not a race because again, that's from a certain area. But if I try an Indian accent, everyone thinks, oh, you're being racist. And this is the double standard, which is what people are very foolish about. There's nothing wrong with doing a certain accent. And I think that's what you're not understanding. And it's truly insane. Truly insane. Like many people try a certain accent. I think it's fine. It's just funny because I love it. I love it when I do a certain American accent, no one has an issue. But when I do an Indian accent, everyone's like, oh my gosh, how could you say that? The lag's insane. If it's lagging, my apologies. I can't fix that. But there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, let's move into the if you want to actually debate, go ahead and debate. Oh, he left. All right, let's move on to the next person. Nothing racist about that. It's not in fact racist.
Thanks for actually putting me on. I've
If you
always wanted
tried food
to.
from my culture, it wouldn't be racist either. I
I've
wouldn't
always
find it.
wanted,
How old are you?
man's 19. I was like,
What do you want to debate?
hey, I want to debate that. I'm trying to remember, but it's not. It's not on there. It was
Okay, if you're not on here, then we're not going to debate it.
Right.
This is so funny. Aww. Racist. Nothing's racist. Nothing's racist. Hey, how old are you?
I'm 32.
Just give me a moment. This person said, because wearing your culture clothing is cultural appropriation. What's wrong with that? If you want to wear clothes from my culture, that's fine. I don't care. I don't care. If you want to speak like me, I don't care. It's only when you do it of Western nations that people have an issue. If I do it of a certain other culture, no one has an issue. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to wear braids, if you want to wear Nigerian clothes, I don't care. Goodness gracious. No issue whatsoever. Some people do though. I can find it offended that you're breathing. I can find it offended that you blink. It's just silly. Your people care? That's irrational. They shouldn't care. No one should care. If you want to wear those clothes, that's up to you. Everyone is allowed to wear whatever they want. Ridiculous. This is truly funny. Oh my goodness, you can't wear that. It's not my place to tell you what to wear. If you want to speak like me, go ahead. I'd be flattered. I'm happy that you want to speak like my culture. It's interesting. Hey, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 32. How are you doing?
What do you want to debate?
Yeah, so if women are actually stronger than men, why are they always whining and whinging about this so-called patriarchy? Why don't they
Because
force...
the patriarchy has many negative effects, and the fact that men are way more violent towards women, and violence against women is a very big issue, especially in domestic violence. Men do a lot of terrible things to women. They're very abusive. They're just more rational and emotional, and it's just really painful for women to have to deal with.
Yeah, but hold up, my boy. How can you be...
All right, let's move on to the next person. I'm probably going to end the live in next 10 minutes down the live. Hey, how old are you?
Oh, hi.
How old are you?
I'm 46.
What do you want to debate?
I've just actually come across your page and seen abortion is a right. So can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that abortion should be allowed up to 24 to 28 weeks because that seems to be when consciousness develops in unborn people. And that seems to be what we value when we think about personhood and what rights a person should have. And so essentially, that's why I believe that that's the cutoff for when that someone gains personhood and the rights of a human being is when they have a past, present, and future consciousness in conjunction. That's what we value.
Okay, and what gave you that perspective? Because, and I'll put it straight out there, is what I believe is where does the child's rights come into this? I can honestly say that I'm not pro-choice. I am pro-life, and I have a lot of respect for a child in the womb, because
Okay, so
that
let's
to
help
me
you out.
is you are murdering the child.
Let's help you out. So you believe all women who get abortion should go to prison for 25 years to life?
I don't believe anyone should go to prison for making any choice that they make, because we're not in their shoes, and
I don't even
that's
think you
okay.
believe that. Are you telling me in the mace of murder that someone shouldn't go to prison? I don't think you even believe that.
I do. I understand that some women feel the need to do that, but that's not my belief, and that's okay. My
But you're
beliefs
not
are
addressing what I'm
different.
saying. You're
I,
not
I
agreeing.
would.
Would you? Do you believe abortion is murder?
Yes, I do.
So if that's the case, anyone who gets an abortion would be murdering and hence should go to prison, right? So any woman who gets an abortion
I don't
should go
believe
to
that
prison.
either, because I believe that the circumstances that they find themselves in, I've lived a life. I'm nearly 50 years old, so I've got friends that have done that, and I don't hold any judgment towards them whatsoever.
Okay, so
But
let's say they unalive their 3-year-old child. They shouldn't go to prison then.
yes, they should. They should.
Exactly,
They
that's the
should.
point. So if you're gonna stay consistent, if they've committed murder, they should go to prison. Just because the child is a lot younger, you wouldn't say it's better if they unalive their 1-year-old
I
child.
can understand that, but I understand that things are very difficult at that time. But
Yeah, then you'd be okay with them having abortions and wouldn't try and call it murder. You're agreeing with me. They have
I'm not
choice.
okay with any abortion at any weeks. I don't count it in weeks. I count that as that's a child, and you don't need to
So life begins at conception.
take the child out. Yes, for me it begins at conception.
Right. So anyone who aborts after that point, you think women should go to prison? Would you say in the cases of so that you must agree with that point? If they've committed murder, they must go to prison. It's not complicated. You wouldn't give excuses.
It's complicated in the point that. Yeah, okay, I get that. I actually respect what you're saying. I really do. I like this because